I'm trying to find out, you're coming from the future, what is a message that's new?
Artificial intelligence.
There's nothing novel about artificial intelligence. You know about artificial intelligence because of what you've seen, read, and heard. You know, here are your cyborg predictions and beliefs. An artificial intelligence takes over the planet. Well, according to James Lovelock, a famed environmentalist, artificial intelligence will soon overwhelm us and remake the world.
Probably.
That didn't come from 2050. That's a very well-publicized position today by Dr.
But that
Lovelock.
is if our goals and artificial intelligence goals are aligned. A lack of alignment could mean that they break out.
You said we're going to run out of natural resources, crops, and food. Well, according to the World Economic Forum,
probably.
by 2050, 9 billion are headed towards food security crisis. That's nothing new. Tell me something I don't know that comes from 2050.
You are making the assumption that everybody has these same principles and values, that everybody has read these articles.
No,
What
I'm
about the
making the
people who-
assumption that you know about it because you did read the articles.
Correct. We do know
Not
this.
because you got it from the year 2050. And you said something that I found really interesting when we were interviewing you. And because you're from the future,
Right.
but listen to something that you said.
Mother,
Just come down.
you are
Just come
disturbing our
down.
operations.
Listen,
We are
listen.
receiving
Just come
programming.
down.
We are watching video. We are
You're
learning
disturbing my operations, Mom.
about the future.
You said you're learning about the future. I thought you were from the future.
We must still inform ourselves.
Got him.
I look at details, and I
Got
was
his
looking.
ass.
She says you're in your room all the time.
Dr. Phil,
So
that man.
I was looking at this picture of your room,
Okay. Oh,
and I see one,
Okay, what we
two,
got going on?
3, 4, 5.
why are you drinking water if you're a cyborg? Is that what he's going to say?
Plastic water bottles in your room, and
Okay.
you're a role model. Do you know how
look at
long
him.
it takes
He's like, damn.
for a plastic water bottle to biodegrade?
Educate us.
About 1,000 years. So you have a collective 5,000 years of plastic there that has to biodegrade. But yet you want me to believe that you're
5,000
here
years.
as a role model sent
I thought he said 2050.
to save our environment.
We are not perfect.
Oh my goodness.
We also own a swell bottle.
You also what?
Own a swell bottle.
What's that?
It is a reusable and recyclable bottle that we can fill up that keeps
Yeah,
the temperature cold or
2050.
hot,
What-
depending
why
on
did
what.
Dr. Phil say 5,000 years? Unless my math is that off, that's 26 years.
The temperature of the liquid is.
You know, we call that a thermos.
Oh my goodness.
Here's the reason that this is of importance to me.
I don't know, it's not enough evidence.
If you really are passionate about the things that you're talking about, you could have a whole lot greater impact by approaching this in a way that would be taken more seriously than telling people that you're a cyborg, even if you are.
Like what?
And it would seem if higher beings had sent you back to accomplish a task, you would want to do it in the most efficient way possible.
Is this the same
It just
guy
all
right here?
seems illogical.
Is that a filter?
If you're serious about what you want to accomplish.
Hold on.
Is any of this
I gotta
getting
see
through to
this.
you, Warren?
Of course, we are listening.
Here's how the average man's life would change if he never saw an ad again. Day one,
Oh, I'm
he
sure
would
it would
install
be
Pi
great.
on
Oh yeah, here we
Who
go.
is it?
It's your mom.
Enter.
Enter, Mom.
Hey, Warren. Can I turn on the light? It's a little dark in here and I can't
Prefer it dark in
see.
here.
Huh?
We prefer it dark in here.
My son Oren thinks he's a cyborg from the
Oh
year
man, look at that
2050.
drip.
Mother,
Just come down.
you are
Just come
disturbing our
down.
operations.
Listen,
We are
listen.
receiving
Just come
programming. We
down.
are watching video. We are learning
Learning what? Learning
about the
what?
future.
Oren has robotic movements and robotic speech. It's a glitch, like he's a computer.
Your intensity will be matched as we try to save you and everyone that we know.
He talks in a collective, everything is we. He hasn't said I in over a year.
We are alone in this. No one else was chosen to do what we are doing.
We need to, save the planet from sudden doom. Cyborgs are part machine, part man, but I gave birth to Oren, and he is flesh and blood. I also made lasagna downstairs, and I wanted to know if you could, join us.
We're not hungry. Thank you.
Oren on the plane was astro traveling. Every time I turned around to check on him to make sure he was okay, he was zoned out. Astro traveling is where he travels to another dimension where he gets instructions from the higher beings. To me, it looks like he's sleeping.
There is an apocalypse in the future. We have seen it in our dreams and in our visions.
2 years ago, he graduated from NYU Business School with a 3.9 GPA. This isn't the young man that I saw walk across the stage when he graduated.
That's when it all
He's
changed.
He wanted to come back home, and I told him, of course, with the understanding that he would get a job. From that point on, it just spiraled.
We are still in that process
He didn't want to get a job, so now he's pretending his job is okay.
of gaining full employment.
That was a year ago, honey. That was a year ago.
Things do not happen overnight.
He can't get a job. He's
was
a
not
cyborg.
looking for work. Oren is on his computer all day, and he very rarely comes
Man, imagine you're trying to save the planet and your mom is just like, when are you going to get a job?
down from his room.
Welcome to our headquarters.
I know that he's not a cyborg, but he believes he is
gotta believe
here
in your
to
kids, man.
save the planet.
You say this has been going on for about 2 years.
Yes.
But when he's just around the house, just hanging around, is he all?
Maybe 2 years ago is when his programming kicked in. That's when he was aware that he was a cyborg. That explains why he's only acted like this for 2 years and not his entire life.
Always in cyborg mode?
He's always in cyborg mode.
So he never just comes in and says,
No.
hey, Mom.
No.
In looking back, are there things that you recognize now with the benefit of hindsight where you saw atypical thinking or unusual behaviors or identifications when he was growing up?
I never saw anything.
Did you ever notice that in times of stress or conflict that he would seem to withdraw or disassociate in
Come
some
on,
way?
Dr. Phil.
He started that once he came back home after college. There were certain expectations when he came home that I wanted him to be a part of. I wanted him to.
No. What? What are these filter? Oh my God. Bro, what is this? This looks like a 1995 movie.
Came home that I wanted.
I'm not 100% convinced yet, but I think he's most likely faking it. We gotta find out though.
Wanted him to be a part of, helping me around the house and taking out the garbage and helping me, clean up and helping with groceries. And he would just usually tell me that he's working, he's busy, and that he is on his computer, and sometimes would ask me to leave his room.
But he would isolate.
Yes, he would be in his room from early in the morning to 4 o'clock the next morning. He would be in his room working
Sounds
on,
like cyborg
whatever it is
behavior,
that he
okay.
does on his computer.
So you
That's
don't
fine.
think he has a mental illness?
No, not at all.
So if it's not a mental illness, what would
is it?
motivate this kind of atypical behavior?
Well, one of the things that he knew that I wanted him to do was find a job, and he hasn't done that.
There
and
you
so, if he can claim that he's a cyborg and so forth, and
We
not
got
have
it.
to enter into,
We figured it out.
having a real
Way to go,
job
Mom.
like the rest of, the kids out there who graduate from college.